leather gloves, we're slapping in hams, popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands, pink cotton candy, love on a stick, was chasing the beer, that circle the lips, play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
It's Laughter Saves Lives Live. Tonight's guest, the CEO of LifeVac, Art Lih. Paul Christensen from the North Davis, Utah Fire Department. Actor and Master Impressionist Jim Meskimen, featuring a visit from Laughter Saves Lives' own Les Degen. Laughter Saves Lives Live is brought to you by the law firm of Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community. And now, your hosts, Rich Walker and John Larocchia.
Whoa, he's got there, beautiful.
Now that's an intro.
You didn't say Vincent Frank Boccialupscun Jill Larocchia. Can you just say Vincent Frank Boccialupscun Jill, or I did it? All right, he's gone.
He's gone. All right.
Thank you. Hello, Rich.
Hey,
I'm never gone.
Oh,
But-
there he is. All right.
You didn't say
I didn't want to blow the surprise of Vincent.
All
It's a
right.
surprise,
All right.
yeah.
All right, well, surprise with the goose. So, rough week. I want to start off by, before, we all know, Les Degen's over here, if you see me turning, you all know Laughter Saves Lives doesn't run on its own. We got Butch Seltz, who's the tour manager, produces the show.
Yep.
Amy does so much of the stuff that nobody sees, the phone calls, the invoicing, follow-up.
Yes.
And before her, there was Diane Sadowski.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Before her, when I was FDNY.comic, where the city told me I couldn't use that anymore, but back on a roll started was Diana Cardona. Diana designed our logo.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Diana designed our logo.
Which is actually you. We established in another.
Yes, she said that was based on my face. I don't see it.
Yeah.
And she helped me a lot with On a Roll. Diana passed away this week.
Oh.
And there she is.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about sweetheart of a person. You come across people in this world, and I'm not even. Butch said, "Let's do a moment of silence," and I said, "No." Diana would never want to.
That's right.
She was never silent, by the way. She was always laughing, always cracking up. Loves my humor. She was one of the two. And just the kind of people with everything that's good.
That's funny. I just caught it.
Yeah, with everything that's going on in the world and all the people with politics pushing it down your throat and COVID or whatever, Diana struggled with her health for years. You would never know it if you spoke to her on the phone. Didn't leave the house that much, but what a personality, what a person. And the family included us like we were part of the family, Paula and I. Paula got to sing to her the night before she passed away. She loved Paula singing. So we love you, Diana. We miss you. Thank you for all you did for Laughter Saves Lives. And the logo is going to live forever because of what you did. Funny thing, I don't want to say funny, but we went to the cemetery.
Yeah.
You don't usually go to the cemetery. You know, it's just family.
For the burial, for the funeral.
Yeah. So we went with the family. They give you the flower.
Yes.
A little windy. So there was about 15 of us. And the ladies are throwing the flower. And then two of the guys, let's see if we can get it on top of the can. Nobody's got it on top of the can. And it became like a game.
You made it into a game.
And I was last. I know I'm not into the game because I'm not a direct relative and I don't want to look. Yeah. But in the back of my head, I was like, should I?
It was kind of like funeral cornhole.
Yes, exactly.
On, right?
Exactly.
Knock everybody else's roses off.
Awkward, yet a challenge. But goodbye, Diana. And Diana would have loved it, by the way.
She would have loved that.
She would have loved that. Did you ever meet Diana?
No, I didn't.
We did a show for her back in the day. She came to a few shows.
I wanted to do that show.
Can you put me on that show?
I did that show.
Well, there's your answer.
Then another loss this week.
Yeah.
Carlos Pizzeria, Middle Village, Queens. Growing up, Carlos was the pizzeria to go to. Sponsored baseball teams, basketball teams, that kind of family. I coached his son, who now owns the pizzeria. Every time I go to Queens, take Dad for a little eggplant parmesan.
Beautiful.
So, we're here for, we're sorry for your loss, Carlos family.
Yeah, I'm very awkward at wakes and funerals. I once went up to the grieving widow.
Yes.
And I said, thanks for having me. I had a really nice time. And then, like, she was crying. I said, no, I had great seats. I sat right up front. And I go,
you were in her seat.
You look beautiful in black.
Oh,
thank you. But no, I'm very bad.
You were in her seat.
Yeah.
Now, so I was very depressed this week. I was excited to come out to see Les and yourself. Well, with the funeral and some of the things.
It's funny. You just went through the whole thing. This one died. This one died. You go, I'm very depressed this week. I said, why?
Yeah. Shows you how much
I'm listening.
In about 2 more minutes, she will be doing this. Oh, the logo does look like you. So what do you do when you're depressed? Is there something that gets you out of your depression?
Yeah, you know what I actually do? I actually sit in front of the tube because I never get to relax. I'm running all day, and I just started watching Vikings Valhalla. Did you ever watch Vikings?
But I'm seeing over your life. Like, what do you do when you're depressed?
Oh, well, I watch TV.
TV?
Sit down. I kind of.
A lot of people do that.
Go to the movies. You get drawn into the other world.
Okay. I eat, and I had a beautiful. This brought me out of my depression a little bit today because I'm just a fat slob. I had a beautiful meatball Parmesan hero today. Didn't go to Rose's in Queens. I didn't go to Carlos in Queens, but I had it out here in Long Island, Roma's on Merrick. And I was so excited eating this hero. And the place had a few people in it. My wife was with me. And I stopped and loud, I said to the guy behind the counter, you know what? I've been looking forward to a meatball hero for 3 days, was a little depressed, was concerned.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to live up to my standards. And let me tell you something, Guy. I said to him, this was a beautiful meatball hero. The consistency, because the bread has to be soft to me.
It has to be good.
I don't want a toasted bread with a hero. So it was soft. The meatballs were good. There was enough cheese, but not too much.
Yeah.
And it brought me right out of my depression.
Look at that.
A good meatball hero.
It was fun. I went to a diner 2 weeks ago. Right? I'm not making it. I was with Eric Half, and we stumbled into this diner. And we got this special. It stunk. So she goes, I'll get you something else. And we see another daily special was Meatball Hero Parmesan.
In a diner.
In a diner.
Right?
No. That's right.
Oh, right?
No, it was the worst.
It was the worst.
The worst. It was, I'm not kidding. It was literally on bread. It was 2 meatballs and with a slice of American cheese melted on top of it. That's
American cheese.
It might have been white American cheese.
Oh, all right. Let me say this. White, they tried to fool you. Let me say this. A good week. We're going to have a really buffet show tonight. A lot of quick guests.
Yeah. Very
good guests.
Yeah.
But the first guest tonight is my grandson. His stage name is Vincent Frank Bachigaloopskun. Larocchia, the goose, is on tonight to tell us a little bit about what he learned in kindergarten this week.
Let's hear it.
People want to hear this stuff. Let's bring the goose in. Vincent Frank Bachigaloopskun.
There he is.
Hey, he's on a little thing. What's going, Goose? How are you? Don't look at Daddy.
He's always
look at
Grandma. Many words. And
so tell me what you learned. What are you eating? What are you eating? You're on TV. You can't be eating something. What did you learn in school this week? Look at me. Look at me. What did you learn? 2 letters.
Vowels.
Vowels. Tell us a little bit about vowels to those who don't understand.
Well, one vowel is Y.
Yes.
Could be Y.
Well,
kind of.
Sometimes. Is there a song to learn the vowels?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
You know that song?
Yeah.
Let me hear it. Let it rip. Not Daddy. Not Daddy.
Yeah.
Go.
I am I make the sound cat. I make a sound
Oh, that's awesome. So is in cat as a vowel, and it makes the sound Matt, do you have one more? One more for us. One more.
Y.
No.
All right. Go ahead. Give us why.
I am. Why? I make the sound. Yeah. Yarn. I make the sound. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Vincent Frank Boccialupscu. Jill Larocchia, go to bed.
Hey, before he goes, I just want to say you forgot to mention probably the biggest impact Diana had on your life. You didn't say.
Oh my God, she introduced my wife and I.
Oh my God!
Oh
wow.
my God! Thank you, Sonny boy. That's
Thank
the good
you.
boy right there.
You would have gotten in a lot of trouble.
She doesn't watch the
Now
show.
I want to ask him a question.
She doesn't watch the.
Can
show.
he tell us the 5 vowels? Your son.
Oh, John, can you tell us one more vowel? Can you sing one more
E,
vowel, my son?
Sing it. E.
No, you.
E.
I. You get shoved away.
All right, put him to bed. We gotta go. We got a tight show. Thank you, Vincent Frank.
He can name all 5 vowels. E-I-E-I-O.
E-I-E-I-O. Good segment.
Good segment. We are going to commercial.
Grandfather.
All right.
And then we're coming back with the good-looking guy in the commercial.
Very good.
"9/11 didn't end on 9/11. 500,000 people were exposed to the World Trade Center toxins and are still at risk today. 68 cancers have been linked, including skin cancers, prostate cancer, breast cancer, blood cancers, and many respiratory illnesses. Fortunately, all victims qualify for free health care, and more than $10 billion is available from the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund.
I was a paralegal just 2 blocks from Ground Zero. I had skin cancer and lymphoma.
I worked at Goldman Sachs. I had kidney cancer and respiratory illnesses.
I was a downtown teacher. I had breast cancer. I qualify.
I qualify.
I qualify.
If you were downtown anytime on or after 9/11, call Barasch and McGarry, the lawyers for the 9/11 community. Call today. No law firm has recovered more money, with over $2 billion awarded to 9/11 victims. If you worked, lived, or went to school in the exposure zone on or after 9/11, call Barasch and McGarry today.
My father worked downtown. He died of bladder cancer.
I ran from Gateway Plaza in a cloud of smoke as the towers fell.
My mother and I qualify.
I qualify.
Barasch and McGarry's advocacy for 9/11 victims isn't just professional, it's personal. With offices just steps from Ground Zero, they witnessed the pain of the 9/11 attacks and lobbied Congress to pass and permanently extend the Victim Compensation Fund.
I was a downtown court officer. I had prostate cancer in 2007. I qualify.
We all qualify.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Rossi.
And I'm Art Lih, the creator of LifeVac.
We're here today to announce that to date, LifeVac has saved hundreds of lives of people who almost died due to choking.
People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those lives is a child. That's why I created LifeVac.
And as a new mom, and from housewife to housewife, I felt compelled to share with you the discovery of this life-saving device.
LifeVac is a simple-to-use airway clearance device. Just place, push, and pull to save a life.
And it costs less than it would take to fill up your car with a tank of gas. Imagine being able to save a life for less than $70.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
That's LifeVac.net.
Please don't allow one of your loved ones to become the victim of choking accident.
Hello, we're back. Let's bring in Art Lih from LifeVac. Art, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm great, guys. I love the segment with your grandson.
There is one.
That's awesome.
For the one.
You're why we do
Richie says that segment is great for the grandpa. Everybody else, First thing is, always, thank you for being one of our sponsors. We are so proud to be affiliated with your organization. You guys are doing great work, your company. Tell people, if they haven't seen you, a little bit about what LifeVac is all about.
Well, it's an honor. I tell the story about the shows you do at St. Vincent all the time. And, when I went to help, and it winds up helping me. So I'm proud to be with you guys and
Thanks,
share.
Art.
LifeVac, if you don't know it, it's a simple suction device. It's a choking rescue. That little pop of noise, if you're choking, Heimlich doesn't work. This little device will suck it right out of you. And as we said earlier, we just had our 306th save.
Awesome. Awesome.
And you know what? Probably a lot more that you don't even hear about.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's we had two days ago, we had a 2-year-old in the morning and a 5-year-old in the afternoon.
Wow.
And, I think you're right. It's probably a lot more that, you don't think to call us up right away.
Right.
But, getting those messages is pretty cool.
It must be. Let me ask you this, Art. Being a firefighter who was trained at one point for CPR and all of that, Heimlich and all that, you said try to Heimlich. It's not working. How about, is the LifeVac good for somebody who doesn't know the Heimlich well? Can they use the LifeVac instead of the Heimlich because they're just not trained? And this is kind of simple.
Oh, yeah. No, it happens all the time where, they panic. They aren't trained. I mean, ideally, wish everyone was trained. But that was the key, man, making it simple. Push it and pull it, I did a
while it's in the mouth.
Yes.
I did a talk once, and I said, how many people have done the Heimlich? And, we got one. I said, how many people have used the sink plunger? They all raised their hand.
Good.
We've all – that's it. So we've all used the sink plunger or know about it.
Right. Richie just had a good question. I don't know if you heard it, but when you push that on somebody's face, right, because he said, do you use it when there's something in your throat, right?
Yeah. Well, do you push it and then suck it out?
Yes,
or do you push it on the mouth?
Because when you push it, the air comes. It doesn't go in your throat. It comes out the sides, and then when you pull
see
it,
that vent? See how it's like grated?
Yeah.
So when you push it down, the valve system makes all that air go out the side.
Gotcha. So
it
it's
can't
not
push
going
it in.
down.
Right.
And that is a great point, and that was one of the things I really worked hard on to make sure it couldn't push it in.
Right.
That's right.
How about on somebody in a wheelchair, somebody that's overweight? Because I know it's very difficult to do the Heimlich on somebody in a wheelchair who's overweight.
We had lunch. We did some filming for a show this morning, and when we had lunch, a gentleman there in a wheelchair who had Lou Gehrig's disease, and he asked, "What do you guys do?" And we said, "Come on over." And he hung out with us for a while. His biggest fear was choking because he's in a wheelchair, and
Yes.
he could not be Heimlich. He was too big. The chair was too big. So we gave him a LifeVac, and he explained how he couldn't believe the miracle that was his biggest fear, that he was afraid he would choke and no one could do anything. So it was a really cool moment that, we never go to lunch, and we went today, and he was next to us, and he asked what we do. So
any adjustments been made to the LifeVac since you first designed it and put it into production?
No. I mean, we've been really lucky that it's been so successful. It's simple. It's got a ball valve. So the other day, Brentwood Fire Department, one of the first ones to get it, used their LifeVac they had for 6 years. They pulled it out of their first aid box in their firehouse and saved the guy's life.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a cool moment.
Did they do the Heimlich?
No, he didn't even bother. He said the guy was really big. He went down, and the chief actually used it. We have a video of him putting the save on the wall. He just went to the box, pulled it out, and popped them, and it came out.
Knowing these guys, they always like to videotape operations.
Yeah.
They probably asked the guy, just hold on 10 seconds. Let's get the camera out.
I think of you. You really don't want a guy choking to death in your firehouse.
No,
that's kind of not good.
No.
And that put an end to the roast beef dinners.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They changed the menu after that one.
That reminds me of the joke that I told the other day about the the lady finding somebody on Saskatchewan Street. She calls the operator, 911. I hit a guy laying in the street. He's on Saskatchewan Street. And it says, oh, we'll send somebody over. How do you spell Saskatchewan? She goes, I'll call you back. I'm going to drag him over to Pine Street.
Yeah.
That's like,
I have a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish.
I just see that's like this guy. If anything would happen to him in the firehouse, they'd probably drag him outside on the stoop next door instead of have the embarrassment of the guy choking in the firehouse.
What would be the number one thing that people choke on? Steak?
Well, I would say for adults, of the items we pulled out, steak would be number one.
Yeah.
And the kids, it's all over the place. It's toys, coins, pieces of plastic.
Grapes? No fruit. No, never
leaves.
grapes or vegetables.
Yeah, we've had a grape, but it's not as prevalent as you would think. We had 2 kids that would have died choking on a leaf from the ground.
Wow.
Out playing. Put a leaf twice. So they're all over the place.
What about this technique? And maybe this is why we went to LifeVac. If someone's choking on something, what about pushing a pen down their throat?
A pen down your throat would be
Something
option
like
number
that.
67.
That's not up there.
That's not an option. No.
No. I mean,
He's
you
gonna
know
answer
what?
serious.
It's you got to have air.
Don't answer that question. Don't answer
Unless you have a
question.
serious answer.
No,
to
he
that.
doesn't have a serious. Art, where can we find the LifeVac? How can people purchase it? Can you give us a price on the LifeVac? And is there a discount for using Laughter Saves Lives?
There is, and I don't know your code. Sorry.
All right.
But it's lifevac.net. And I'll make sure you guys get your code. It should be up on everything. And
yes.
It is an honor to talk with you guys as always.
Always a pleasure, Art. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I just wanted to, 167 kids, 306 lives.
Fantastic.
And John, you guys have been there from the beginning, so I'm always grateful for that because we're making a difference now. But
You are.
the beginning, you don't get a lot of support, and you always did, so I'm grateful.
May 5th, let's use one to raffle at the big FDNY event in the city at the Fine
Yeah, you
Museum.
got it.
All right, Art. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thanks.
You guys are great. Keep it up.
Thank you. Art Lih from LifeVac, over 300 lives saved.
That's a hero right there.
Yeah, and a very serious interview with Richie asking, can you stick a pen down somebody's throat to get out a grape? It's an option, maybe.
Look at the money you could save on that thing. If you could use a pen, right? Just jam it.
And talking about heroes, let's bring in our next guest right away. Bada bing, bada bing. Paul Christensen from the North Davis, Utah Fire Department. Hero alert. Hero alert. There he is, my hero.
I don't know about all that. How are you, John?
I'm excellent. Always excellent when I see you. If you guys don't remember, Paul came up for the 9/11 ceremony, read some names.
Yes.
I was very moved that he came all the way up and he participated in the ceremony. We went out to eat afterwards and he thought I was going to buy him dinner.
Boy, was he wrong.
Yeah, he was wrong.
Oh, I thought you did buy dinner, so
check your card. Check your credit card.
If that's the case, there's somebody that hasn't had their check paid.
Paul, the reason I brought Paul on tonight, he's been on the show a number of times, but he has a very interesting perspective on the Ukraine. We don't do politics on the show, so to speak.
Yeah.
But Paul has been, I didn't know this until I started reading about the beginning of the attack, that Chernobyl, the famous nuclear act, is in Ukraine. I always thought it was in Russia.
And that's what.
And Paul has been there how many times to Chernobyl?
So we've been over there 3 times. So.
And you were supposed to go again when?
We were supposed to go in May and June, but obviously that's not going to happen.
Right. So. And I thought it would be interesting to give us a perspective, not on the war or anything like that, but the people, the country, what your experience was being over there.
So the people are awesome. They're very humble. They're a very strong group of people. I mean, they've been oppressed for years and years, about 3,000 years, basically. Wow. So they're not really, they're not eager to really give up any sort of like freedom or anything like that. So they're definitely going to fight for it. I've got a lot of friends over there that they send me pictures of them wearing camouflage. and they're just average guys. They're not they're just not willing to give up their family's heritage. So
we were trying to, you were trying to hook me up, and I went back and forth with a few messages from one of your good friends over there. Did he go back? His family left, or what's his story?
So it sounds like they've kind of been back and forth. He ended up taking his family to Germany, and he is working on the humanitarian aid aspect. So he's one of the drivers that is bringing stuff through the highways that they've opened up for humanitarian work. And he's just taking shipments back into Kyiv and some of the other areas pretty much on a daily basis. So doing a lot of good stuff. They've got some great programs, a couple of them where you can order things through Amazon, have them shipped over to the UK, and they tie them in with the humanitarian folks and take them directly in. So he's busy.
So what can we do, Laughter Saves Lives and us as individuals, to, let's start with helping this gentleman do what he's doing. There's a lot of different, it could get very, that's what I find. It can get very confusing.
Yeah.
And then you go, I don't, not that you don't want to do anything, but you're like, so here we have a specific guy over there that you know.
Yeah.
So what, if we wanted to do something, our viewers, Laughter Saves Lives, what specifically can we do?
So a lot of it right now, you've got the Ukraine UK fund, which is the one through Amazon. A lot of materials. It's almost kind of like a wedding registry. Like they have a list of things that you can kind of purchase and it'll
Perfect.
Get there.
So let's keep it right
UK
there.
fund on Amazon.
Yeah, let's keep it right there. Don't say anything else. Say that again. Where can people help? What do they have to do?
So there's a Ukraine aid through the UK, and it's called UK for Ukraine. And they have it set up so you can order through Amazon, similar to a wedding registry, and send the stuff directly over to UK. They put it on box trucks and they take it up into Ukraine.
So you could pick the merchandise you want to go that you're paying for.
Correct.
Just like you said, a wedding registry or a birthday registry.
What kind of stuff are they looking for? We'll look at the registry, but I'm just saying, what kind of stuff are they looking for?
So the bulk of stuff that they're needing is toiletries, some basic supplies, radios, batteries, things of that nature. So I think the most of it is just kind of day-to-day stuff to keep people kind of going and keep them in touch with other people.
That's great because people don't know where to go,
No,
what to do.
And the you said he's going back and forth. I thought a lot of those routes were there's some bombings and they're taking out some of the. So that's a dangerous thing that he's doing, going back and forth like that.
Yeah. So he's definitely standing up for what he believes in for his country, and I think that's a great thing. But that's kind of the culture of the type of people they are. I mean, they have a lot of pride in being Ukrainian. So as they should. Like they're some of the most humble, kind people that I think I've ever met. In all.
Okay, so that's what we're going to deliver on our website. We're going to put that up there. Butch, make sure I take care of that. Say it one more time. If people want to help this gentleman who's helping the people in his own country, going back and forth, what is that site one more time? They go to Amazon Prime or?
So I would go through Gamma Travel. That's GAMMA Travel, just like gamma radiation.
Right.
And that's actually, so Nikolai Fomin is the guy who's doing a lot of this stuff. And that's his company, and he can link you to the appropriate people based off from that.
Excellent. It's good to see you again. Anything else? The brothers and sisters back at the fire department. Want to give them a shout out?
Absolutely. So got to give a shout out to Holly, right?
Yes.
Like, she's busy with paramedic school, so we'll say that. Jeremy Wynn, Colton Anderson, Spencer Hafer, and my partner Shelly McCullen.
You better remember that name. It's your partner.
Yeah. Got tripped up about it for a second.
Paul, thanks so much for coming on again. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to see you guys too. Take care.
All right, brother. Paul Christensen from the North Davis, Utah Fire Department. Paul wants to bring us out there to do a few shows.
Yeah.
So we're looking at next year for that.
Beautiful.
We are going to a commercial. We'll be back.
Jack, put your phone away. We're having dinner.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
What can I get you?
You guys want appetizers?
For some reason, I just got a craving for smoked meat.
Well, you ordered something already. The menu hasn't changed. You looked at it 3 times.
I don't know what I want yet.
I wanted chicken, but I think it's blackened, so I'll have a burger.
How'd you like that cooked?
Medium.
Do you have any specials?
Specials? Boss, what are specials?
What's the matter? You don't know the specials?
Look at this smoke.
What smoke?
We gotta get these dumps clean.
Nah, they're fine.
You know what? We're just gonna take our order to go, okay?
In business since 2003, MCN duct cleaning is the result of many years of research and continuing education. Realizing the need to provide a safer and cleaner environment for families on Long Island, MCN services both residential and commercial properties by cleaning dryer vents, fireplaces, HVAC systems, and so much more. This not only improves air quality, but it could also reduce your energy bills by making things run more efficiently. So, if you want to make your house or business safer and cut down on your bills in the process, give our friend Matt over at MCN a call now.
Is that steak well done?
Maybe call a little bit sooner than these guys did.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a big guest. Butch does the good job. Every once in a while, we get a big one. We got a big one. Actor for nearly 30 years, appeared in the films Apollo 13, The Grinch, Frost/Nixon, The Publisher, Not Forgotten, and many more. His TV credits include Friends, Whose Line Is It Anyway, French Prince of Bel-Air, Castle, Lie to Me, and Rules of Engagement. He is a master impressionist.
I can't
Please,
wait.
and he has a mom that we all share.
Yes. Well, we didn't share her.
We share. Well, in a way, we share. Please, a nice warm welcome for Jim Meskimen. Jim.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? It's great to talk to you.
Laughter saves lives. Landed a big guest. How are
Thank
you, brother?
That's very courteous. I'm really good. I'm really good. Yeah, I have to say I can't complain. We got you wouldn't believe it. It's 90 degrees here today in Los Angeles.
Oh wow! Before we go any further, who is the mom that we all share?
Oh well, I shared her with you, and that's Marion Ross of Happy Days, Mrs. C, Marion Cunningham.
Please, if when you see her, please tell her that she made a difference in our lives. We love her.
Absolutely.
Really, just a wonderful show and a wonderful woman on screen. We really loved her.
Thank you.
There she is.
There we are. Yeah, there she is. Yeah. I just saw her today, and I will see her tomorrow, so I'll pass that along.
If you remember, please tell her that. Laughter saves lives. John Larocchia, Rich Les. We love her. She's the best.
Ah, thanks. That's nice. Yeah, she's a treasure. She's a real treasure.
Yeah.
Richie wanted to ask you a very original question.
Don't say
On
that.
the break, Richie said, I'm going to... What's your favorite impression? I go, he's probably never been asked that.
I've never thought of such a thing.
But
What's the most current?
My favorite impression is the one that they're going to pay me for soon. And whatever that is. No, I like to, it all depends on how I feel, what I feel like sounding like, it's like if you're working on a car, what's your favorite tool? The one that's going to get you stopping working on the car. So for me, I do George W. Bush quite often. I did the president that was before the Obama character.
That's great.
And I like to do English fellows too. Like Ian McKellen is a terrific, He's not actually a wizard, but he plays one on TV, so it's just as good.
Who is actually very funny in real life. You wouldn't know it, right?
Can I ask for one?
Yes.
Can I ask for one? Because he does the most remarkable impression. He just did Ian McKellen, but he does the most perfect Sir Patrick Stewart, Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Yes. When I take off my hat, I can do it even better. There's even more behind it, more reality, if you will. Yes, it's a great pleasure to do Patrick Stewart, because whenever I do Patrick Stewart, I just suddenly feel better. It just feels, I don't know, very, very comfortable.
That is fantastic.
Very good.
Can I say one thing? With
Of course,
impressions,
you're the co-host.
as you know, there's so many comics that'll do an impression, but it's not any good if it's not spot on. An impression has to be spot on. These are spot on. Fantastic.
I think some people can do impressions and have everything down, but the voice perfectly, if they have the facial expressions, the look, and get away with it. No?
You lost me there. I'm sorry.
You lost me on that.
Richie said you have to be spot on, and I agree with him.
Yeah.
But I'm saying sometimes I see an impressionist, and he has the facial expressions down,
the
look down, and the voice isn't perfect, but he gets away with it. You know what I mean?
It depends on the purpose of the impression. If you're just trying to entertain a bunch of people, sometimes that's enough. It doesn't have to be. I don't feel it has to be so technically perfect. The way I operate is I try to get it so that I feel like that person. And if the audience goes, oh yeah, that's kind of what that guy feels like. You know what I mean? They're not looking at wave forms. We're not comparing side by side because, even celebrities and voices and actors that we love don't sound the same day after day. They change over time, and they change like we all do.
Who have you been doing the longest? Throw out, you know what I mean? That people still go, oh, I know who that is.
Yeah, I mean, no, geez, I've been doing Morgan Freeman for quite a long time. So there's that, He's been on my list forever and ever. And then George W. Bush, who I mentioned, and Robin Williams. I started doing Robin Williams about 15 years ago for the Disney people, and that's been very rewarding.
Oh, really?
Blue Genie. Oh, 10,000 years can give you such a lot of residuals. Oh,
that's the list. Let's come in here. That's beautiful, beautiful. Richie, did you? I don't want to step on you. So you got a question?
No.
Oh, you've done a lot of acting.
Yeah, I have.
Yes, a lot of acting.
Yeah, I've been an actor for really over 35 years now.
You grew up in Hollywood royalty,
right?
And
well, she wasn't royalty when I was growing up. Actually, I mean, the Happy Days came along. My mom was a working actress.
Yeah.
She raised 2 kids, single mom. She worked very hard, only working in the arts, and did plays and did television shows, guest spots on Mannix and Hawaii Five-0 and all those groovy old shows.
Right.
The Brady Bunch, gosh, all those shows. And then she got this pilot, Happy Days. But that was when I was already about 12 or 13. So I grew up in a household of working people, and not having so much.
So if you spoke to your friends, you had friends parents weren't actors, I would assume.
Yeah, mainly.
Okay. So would you compare your life similar to theirs? This was just a normal mom and dad to you?
My life was not. It was a broken home. My parents were divorced. My mom was a working actress. So no, I mean, we didn't all sit around the table and have dinner together.
Right.
Often, my mother was not also as great as Marion is. She's not that great a cook. So
it's like my mom.
We would have frozen fish sticks, Mrs. Paul's fish sticks. And sometimes she'd just open up a can of string beans and put it on the table. We'd eat string beans out of a can.
Wow, good.
My wife makes a recipe. She takes chicken thighs, boneless chicken thighs, puts salad dressing, and sticks it in the oven and cooks it for like an hour.
Yeah, that's a good marinade. I've heard
it's
that.
delicious
in his house.
It's delicious, but I always say to my wife, I call it the meal. Like,
The
hey, what
meal.
are we eating tonight? The meal. I hope she's not watching because I'll be in trouble. But it is delicious.
I'm sure she's got better things to do than watch your show.
No, you got to bring that up because I don't know if we had to talk about that.
What exactly is Celebrity Fortune Cookie behind you in that?
Oh yeah, that's my every day on my YouTube channel, which I hope you'll visit.
Yes, we will.
I do. I open up a fortune cookie and I have a wheel of impressions, names, and I spin the wheel and I open the cookie and do the fortune in a celebrity voice. So I've done that now every day I've done it every day for 3 or 4 years, and it's always fun. And I just
that sounds like it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
And what a great
my backdrop.
YouTube Celebrity Fortune Cookie.
Yeah, you can look up my name, Jim Meskimen, or you look up Jim Impressions.
We have it right there on the screen for anybody at home to spell it correctly.
There it is. Yes, learn to spell it correctly, and you'll win a prize. I run several. I do a lot of outflow, a lot of stuff on YouTube and on Instagram and now TikTok as well. And I also, for years and years, like since 1986, have run a Caption This Cartoon contest because I'm also a cartoonist.
Oh my!
I draw a cartoon and I invite my mailing list and anybody to caption it, and I pick a winner. My family and we pick a winner, and we send them a nice prize and a little certificate. So I've been doing that for a long time. That's also on my YouTube channel.
That is so cool. What? I wish we could do something with you. We do a lot of fundraisers. Not a lot, a few fundraisers online.
Yeah.
You'd be great to have on one. We're going to be doing a big police one in June. National
think
Police
of me. Think of me. I'd love to help. I do a lot of fundraisers all the time. It's fun.
That would be really cool. Give us another few of your impressions that you love to do.
And then also, what do you want to? Is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we hear your impression?
Or should I just be a performing monkey? Is that it?
No,
please.
We don't. That's what he wants.
To be honest, that's what Butch told us. Butch told us.
Okay, and let me tell you. All right, so I'm going to do my. This is a very popular, impression. It has been for a while. So doing Robert De Niro is it's easy if you turn your mouth upside down. I discovered a long time ago. I'm funny. I'm funny to you. Is that it?
You're very funny.
And Colin Firth, the British actor, I believe he's won an Academy Award. Colin Firth. He and I were born on the same day. I like to sometimes, become very just British and embarrassed and behave like Colin Firth.
Is there anybody you're working on now? Is there anybody you're working on now that you want to perfect? You haven't really come out.
I'd really like to work things out in front of everybody here on your show and show my my.
Yeah,
ineptitude.
I didn't mean
I can showcase my ineptitude. That would be awesome.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean do the impression. I meant, is there anybody you're working on now?
I see. I don't really work that way. I don't like have a bunch of guys I'm working on. It's not like a guy, it's not like I have a tool shop and I go down into the garage and work on these impressions. I either kind of, I feel it or I study it and I bang it out and then I feel like I can, either master it or not.
Well, you can say stupid question, Jim. That's fine. I'm used to it. It's a stupid question I asked.
It's a stupid question.
Here's a stupid question. We have a friend that's an impressionist.
He's all right. He's all right.
No, he's good.
Not.
He's
good.
For some odd reason, a struggle to get Biden back.
Is that right? Oh boy, yeah. Well, here's the deal. Come on, you gotta. Well, first of all, your friend is probably too young. Right there, that is a problem. If he's too, is he coherent?
That is great.
That's good.
Wow.
That is good.
Bravo. I was indirectly challenging you on that.
Butch is on
yeah, Butch is up.
Butch is up. Butch.
Say something.
I don't think
Does he know he's on the
even
stream?
on. This is terrible. What an embarrassment.
Butch. Oh,
okay. Now my mic was muted. Now you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Well, but before Jim goes, I want to talk about. He's got a few upcoming shows: Hunters, Gaslit, and the Big Door Prize, which I'd really like to know about.
Yeah, the Big Door Prize is a cool show. I'm in the middle of shooting it now. It's a television series. It'll be on Apple. And it's about a small town that gets a mysterious machine in it, kind of like a fortune-telling machine that's very high tech and uses DNA and your social security number, and you discover what your true destiny should be. And it's a comedy show. It's made by the guys that did Schitt's Creek, and it stars young actor Chris O'Dowd. I don't know if you know the Irish actor Chris O'Dowd, but he is in the movie or the television series rather, and he's very, very charming and wonderful. He's the lead. And it's going to be a very special show. So I'm still going back and forth and shooting that. And I hope everyone will watch it.
We will.
Well,
definitely.
Very, very talented individual here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Talented.
I appreciate it. I want to tell you from my heart, I appreciate it.
Well, we are going to be coming out to California sometime.
Don't call me. Don't call me.
Within the next 4 to 6 months.
I'll make sure that I'm not in town at that time.
some shows with,
I'm not
some
I'm
shows
not
with
in New
York
York
at that time.
I'm not going to be there then. We didn't even give him the dates yet. He's like, I'm not going to be there then.
I remember. I have to go and deliver something to somebody then.
All right, we won't bother you, Jim.
No, definitely stay in touch. Stay in touch. I want to know your whereabouts very precisely.
All right. Jim, give us one or two more websites or where
yeah. Well, go to YouTube. Look me up on YouTube. That's the best. I got tons of stuff there. A lot of something for everybody. Something for everybody.
And it's under just your name on YouTube to subscribe.
Yeah. Jim Meskimen. Right. And thanks so much, guys.
We can't thank you enough.
Thank you
You're
so
a big
much.
star for us. Big
Thank
star.
You. Thank you.
Jim Meskimen. Thanks, Jim.
Great.
Bye-bye.
That was a great Biden.
That was great, Biden.
Santos.
That was a flawless Biden. I mean, he nailed it.
Yeah. And this comes from another master impressionist.
From another impressionist. Yeah. Right. Are we going to break or are we bringing in our next guest?
I think you've got our featured performers to your left.
You know what? Let's call him the headliner. It'll make him feel better.
Right, he's a headliner.
You move over a little bit.
Because we won't.
Our next guest, very, very good friend of Laughter Saves Lives Foundation. He's been on a lot of our shows. Would you want me to call you? What do you want to call you?
I thought there was going to be a Jewish leprechaun.
He's a Jewish.
And he's not here tonight, Les, but he did get us a guest, a Jewish leprechaun to talk about St. Patty's Day as a Jewish leprechaun. Les Degen is with us.
All right, thank you so much.
It's Les O.D.
Thank you so much. Listen, first of all, thanks for having me on the show. Les wants to apologize.
Speak up.
He would have been on the show, except he tried to eat a whole big piece of gefilte fish. He almost died. He used the LifeVac. Yeah. It saved his life.
Yes, good callback.
So, Les, you're watching from home, and God bless you. I hope I do you justice by being on the show. Thanks for having me, fellas.
So good to have you here.
Our pleasure.
That's right.
I was very interested. We wanted to book you as a guest as what a Jewish leprechaun is all about.
You've never had a Jewish leprechaun?
No. And you have the pot of gold.
Well, you see, the Jewish leprechaun, what we have, over the rainbow, we have a pot of gold that's 50% off.
Oh, wow,
See, that's
very good writing. 50% off.
Yes, it was the first joke on the sheet.
Beautiful.
Right over here.
Yes,
right over here.
Beautiful.
I didn't miss that opportunity.
No. Let's get to the last joke.
Well, okay. For Jewish St. Patrick's Day, your timing was perfect. You should have had me on last week.
Yes.
But no, you had me on this week. But anyway, for example, we have a Jewish soda bread.
Oh, what is that?
That's right. We make it the same way as the Irish soda bread.
Yes.
Only we use Dr. Brown's cream soda.
Oh,
okay. Hold on. Which is that, number two?
That was number 2 or 4.
Good.
That's right.
Let's get to the good ones.
You're probably wondering, why would a leprechaun be Jewish?
Yes.
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, I wasn't always Jewish. I used to be not Jewish. I wanted a much bigger laugh from the folks in-house on that.
That was great.
Yes. Anyway, the audience at home got it.
Right, so there are two reasons
it's a little
why I wanted to be Jewish.
Pause 1 second.
Yes.
Not Jewish? You still got it? Still?
Not, like K-N-O-T-T?
Right, no, just not Jewish.
Just
meaning
not.
Instead of picking a religion, I just went with, I used to not be Jewish. I was not Jewish.
Oh, okay.
Listen, folks, they can't all be killers.
No, they can't be Johnny Carson.
And no, for all of those wondering, no, I'm not Mick Thomas.
We will settle for one killer.
I don't think anybody was wondering.
I don't think anybody was wondering. Anyway,
when did the Irish start wearing yarmulkes?
Yes.
Well, first, this is when there were 2 reasons. Number one, when I was a kid, I used to celebrate Christmas.
Okay.
But one of my friends told me, he goes, well, you only get 1 gift.
Oh.
If you become Jewish on Hanukkah, you get 8 gifts.
Ooh,
right. Plus, I guess the real determining factor, I guess the one that really did the deal was that like when you're Irish, when you're not Jewish,
right,
and you're going to become a man, he goes, what you do is you got to change a tire. You gotta take out the trash.
Yes.
But when you're Jewish and you become a man, you get to be bar mitzvah. So I figure anything where there's a bar, that's for me.
That's beautiful.
That was a long setup that was well worth the wait, wasn't
What
it?
is this? What is this? Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are there
anything.
better jokes on the back of the page?
No, they're
They're
actually
all on the front.
He's doing great.
You're killing.
We're doing good.
I wanted to ask you
Is
something.
there
That was
anything you
funny.
wanted to ask me?
There was something I wanted to ask you, but now, your friend Steve Lazarus does a joke about eight days of
gifts, right?
Yeah.
But it's really racist to say on the air.
Is it really racist?
Yeah, he gets 8 days of gifts. He says from Jews.
From Jews. Yeah. Okay. That's a yuck.
Well, that's all right. I can make fun of myself.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You shouldn't have said it though.
So what? Let me ask you a question. What
I made you
holidays do you
Did
both?
you see what I did there?
You say?
You said it's racist. I made you say the joke.
Yes.
I could have said it.
Yeah.
But I go, I don't know if I want to say this.
But I'm glad because you would have messed it up.
I would have messed it up like
no.
most of my
This
jokes.
is very interesting. So I've never met
Is
a
it?
Jewish leprechaun
Neither did I.
before.
Well, that's okay because I'm really mythical. I don't really exist.
Now,
So it's no fault of yours.
Is there a little village like inside a tree of Jewish leprechauns?
Where would they be inside? Maybe not a tree. Where Jewish
Oh,
leprechauns?
you know,
like
that's
elves?
Yeah, where they hang out.
That's all part of the myth, Richard.
Yes.
Leprechauns don't live in trees.
No?
That's actually ridiculous.
And where do they live?
We live in condos in Fort Lauderdale. That's where we go. That's the real Jewish leprechaun, right? Or anywhere on the east coast of Florida. Right. You want the regular ones? You go to Tampa. You go to. I can't think of the next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't easy to get the Jewish leprechaun, and you see why. He's writing jokes every day.
Well, that's right.
Every
and
day.
I see I have at least less than 3 minutes to get in a couple more, don't I?
Yes. What else you want to tell us?
Yes.
Well, you were asking about some holidays. We celebrate Passover.
Oh, yes.
The leprechauns, right. Like in the story of Passover, Moses didn't part the Red Sea. He parted the Green Sea.
Yes.
See, that was very important there.
Like
and
they do in
also, we don't during Jewish Passover, we're not allowed to have bread. We're not allowed to have cookies or cakes, right? But we are allowed to eat for breakfast Lucky Charms.
They're magically delicious.
They are magically delicious.
Did we just do a commercial on the air?
We did.
What do we have? 2 minutes left. I just realized this countdown clock we've had every week for a few months, haven't we?
Well, wait. I don't believe it.
Yes.
I don't believe it.
What?
Wait, Les is here. Les, come on in.
Oh, Les is here.
Les Degen.
Les Degen. The other Les.
Listen, thank you. How are you? How you doing?
Yes. Hey, Les.
Let me tell you that LifeVac is amazing. Leave it to me to eat a whole piece of gefilte fish. It's just like.
I wish we had you here 8 minutes sooner because we had a leprechaun who told 5 jokes with no punchlines. And I kid, he was good. He was
good. Oh, he was. Him and I are very close.
And it's funny. Now you're just Jewish, Les.
Now
which isn't as entertaining.
He performed at the Wailing Wall in Israel, and they said too Jewish.
Listen, guys, I just wanted to let our vast audience know, and our viewers on Optimum know. Next week, a very special friend will be coming on. Anson Williams, part of the Happy Days family, will be joining us next week.
We got Potsy.
Who can we find somebody to co-host next week for Anson?
I think
I was doing it.
Yeah.
We have 56 seconds. Rich Walker will be back. Les Degen, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
That's not easy coming on and being a character because I only gave him a day's notice.
And we threw him to the wolves.
Yeah,
but you did a great job.
That's not easy to do that, So next time I won't ask you.
You know what I'm thinking? Why don't we skip Anson Williams and you come on as
the Jewish
German...
Happy Days.
I can come on as the Jewish Fonz.
The Jewish Fonz?
Right.
Can Les direct?
Hey, I'll go.
Can Les direct our movie?
May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, FDNY show. April 15th, I screwed up. I booked the show. It's Passover. It is Holy Week. I'm giving away free tickets for the show, people.
How much fun is
April
that?
15th. Be on the show. Rich Walker is emceeing.
Yeah. You want people to come, right?
Yes. Thank you so much to everybody. Thanks for all our guests. We'll be back next week. We're going to the diner. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hams. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the beer that circle the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball, play ball.